According to our final problem, we have a plane that traveled 2,000 meters east while climbing to a height of 3,000 meters. We need vectors to represent these two translations and find the magnitude of the resultant vector that gives the total distance the plane has traveled. So it's moving 2,000 meters east, climbing to a height of 3,000 meters. So that's not too hard. Let's just clear our graph over here. And what we're going to do is say that every one unit is 1,000 meters. Okay, so this is a pretty simple vector. We're going to go over to the right 2, that's east 2,000 meters. And then we're going to go up, I guess north, but this is like up in the air actually, 3,000 meters. And when I add those two vectors together, uh, actually, I just did a head to tail drawing of them, right? So here's my first head to tail. This is my first vector, I guess. I start the first vector with its tail on the origin, and then here's its head. And now I'm going to do a head to tail right here. Okay, so I'm going to start the second vector with its tail at the head of the first, going in that direction. And then to draw my resultant, I connect the tail of the first vector to the head of the last vector, and that gives me my resultant vector. Okay, so my resultant vector goes over 2, up 3, over 2, up 3. Let's put our resultant color red, red for resultant. There we go. All right, and then let's see, that represents the actual distance traveled. Now we need to consider this as a right triangle. Okay, I have a horizontal and a vertical. Those form a right angle. I don't know what the side lengths. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what the angle is, but it really doesn't matter. I know what the side lengths are. So I'm going to put 2,000 along the bottom. We're going to put 3,000 along the side. Okay, 2,000 along the bottom, 3,000 along the side. And then we need to figure out what this resultant length is. Well, that's just going to be a Pythagorean theorem question. 2,000 squared plus 3,000 squared. I need to take the square root of that. I get a result of 3,605 meters. 3,605 meters. It also asked me to write vectors to represent the two translations. I drew my vectors, but I could have written them in vector notation. 2,000 and 0 3,000 is the vector notation for those two. All right, and that's how you work these types of problems, these type of vector problems. For next time, you should be able to work the problem set.